Good evening and welcome to the Whisky Lover Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight we are looking at a Bruichladdich Organic. Well, everything that we see nowadays is organic, free range, best of the best. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult just to, is it really different? Does it make it different to use organic? I'm not so sure about that. Sometimes the cheaper option tastes exactly the same. Now, this is organic. It's natural color, non-filtered, 50% ABV, and of course, costing a whopping €103 here in Belgium. It is 11 years old, so definitely not a young whiskey, but it's also not a old whiskey. For me, 18-year-old should be about €100. And of course, prices are going crazy. Things are just going up and up and up. And we keep on, the sheep that we keep on paying these ridiculous prices. Now, I don't mind paying exorbitant prices for whiskey if it is fantastic whiskey. Now, €100, 11 years old, it's still within the price range that I've set for myself for this year. The year is almost done, and picking something organic. Quite looking forward to giving this one a nosing and a tasting. This is of course matured in first full bourbon cask, and my go-to dram normally is a sherry cask, port cask, Madeira cask. Anything that's sweet, Petroeminis, just slap a PX logo on a bottle and I'm there and I'm buying, and it makes me happy. But I've realized that a lot of the whiskies that just matured in ex-bourbon cask, visible bourbon cask especially, something that comes to mind is the Compass Box, the Orchard House. Absolutely fantastic. The lovely light flavors that comes out of that, that it just gels with you. It's got a lot of friendliness to it, that summery notes that come out, that apples, the pears note, and all this lovely sweet notes that what you associate with summer for me. Now, this one, I hope the Bruichladdich is going in the same direction with this first full bourbon cask. And, on the nose, of course, let's start with something, just before Christmas, warming up the insides. It's bloody cold here in Belgium. Rain, rain, rain every day. So on the nose, let's start with the color. It is a very light color. Like I said, bourbon cask, first full. So we expect not a lot of color, but it did pick up a nice little bit of a light 9-carat golden hue to it. So quite interesting. There is a little bit of a viscosity to this one. It does cling to the glass, forming this nice long slow leg. So there is definitely a little bit of an oiliness to it. Now on the nose, cheers. Oh, now the nose, it is so inviting. It's friendly. It's sweet honey, a light sweet honey note. There's a little bit of a butterscotchy note. Ex-bourbon tend to give a little bit of a butterscotchy note in the end. Quite pleasantly sweet. Then I'm hit with a little bit of a creme brulee. A little bit of a vanilla note coming through. A little custardy vanilla note. Now, I was a little bit worried. 50%, I thought it's going to be quite rough on the nose as well. Now, even at that 50%, even with a little bit of an agitation, it just mellows. It's sweet. There's no harshness, there's no harsh tones, there's no nail polish remover notes. And I can put my substantial nose right into the glass and it's not attacking anything. So quite pleasant on the nose. But having said that, there's not really a big complexity to it. It's quite one-dimensional. There's the sweetness is there, that little bit of that toffee note coming through, that butterscotchy note. There's a little bit of a citrus note also appearing. It's a little bit perfumey. Reminds me a little bit of a lemon meringue pie. So quite a friendly one, but definitely not a complex whiskey. And before I go on, please remember to like, share and subscribe. We're supporting 75 children with the ad revenue, not much. So there is a super, well, I think it's called a super chat or supers. I don't know. You press that, you can also donate directly. Or you can use the PayPal account or the Patreon account if you feel want to give €1 or €2 a month. Definitely something that makes a lot of people happy. 100% of that money goes to the children in South Africa, and it's just buying food, no admin fees. I cover all of those things. That money goes to them, and they can buy quite a lot of money with €1. At least 2 people can have a nice meal, 75 kids. So if you feel like donating, of course, just do whatever you need to be doing. So on the taste as well, cheers. Ooh, my word, it is sweet. Now you get a sweetness on the nose already, but as soon as you move to the taste, it is super sweet. It's super hot. It's super spicy. You get a little bit of a tannin already on first sip already. So there's a little bit of a bitterness. But I think it's quite necessary to have that bitter note. Not strong, but it is quite sweet. There's an oiliness added as well. So it really coats the mouth. And it's hot, it's warm, it's almost a little chilly like, creating a nice warm environment going down the throat into the gut. Quite interesting one. Let's try again. Cheers. With a second sip, there's a little bit more tannins going in. There's a little bit more bitter note that your mouth get climatized with that heat of it. So it is a lot less of a punch in the mouth, a punch in the throat. But for me, at 50%, definitely not going to add water. This is, for me, is a sipper. This is something that I will pour a wee dram and just take small sip and just enjoy it. Maybe half an hour to an hour on it. No rush. This is Christmas holiday season. Ho, 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 ho. Everybody is happy and the carols is playing all over. No, I'm not going to put carols in. But it is really a nice whiskey. That heat is there, that 50% is definitely showing up. But of course, you can add a couple of drops of water, just 2 or 3 drops, I think, to start off with. And just to get a feel of your tolerance level, for me, I think 50% or 48 to 50% seems to be a fantastic level in all the whiskies that I'm drinking, especially the ones with a little bit of an age statement. When it comes to that no age statement whiskies, that roughness, that little bit of a nail polish, that ethanolic punch that you get, not really a big fan of that. And of course, paying a hell of a lot of money for no age statement whiskey, that doesn't go well for me. It is just, for me, a little bit too much money for no age statement whiskey. For me, this one is a little bit like Jekyll and Hyde. So on the nose, it mellows you out. It's no stranger. It's a happy, friendly, go-lucky guy. It doesn't tell you that it's going to kick you on that 50% when you get it to the mouth. As soon as you put it in your mouth, it changes and it gives you a lot more. Sometimes if you're careful and you do make a little bit too big a sip, it's definitely going to tell you that you need to slow down. It is a dangerous whiskey. It's a lovely whiskey. It's a sweet whiskey. It is organic. So if you like organic stuff, if you like the idea of organic stuff, well, let me know in the comment, what do you think? Are you prepared to pay €103? Well, it might be cheaper by you versus Belgian prices, 21% tax. So you might get it cheaper. Are you prepared to pay that, or maybe 120? Some people are also paying stupid prices for whiskey. Are you prepared to pay it? Have you tried it? Is it something that you would recommend? Now, the big question, organic or not organic, do you think that makes it different? Well, other than just making it more expensive by slapping the word organic on it. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.